This is All Hitches, the NoVA football podcast.
Yo, tune in, lock in, it's the All Hitches show. Dash and Dan on the mic, let the NoVA tales flow. From the booth to the field, we hitch up the truth. All Hitches podcast, drop the beat, here's the proof. Dash and Dan in the cut, bringing heat to the game.
This episode is brought to you by Fairfax Football Academy, the best QB training and development in all of Northern Virginia. Follow on Instagram at Fairfax Football Academy. Tell them Dash and Dan sent you. All right, welcome back to All Hitches, NoVA's #1 football podcast. Coach Mesa, happy Sunday, sir.
Happy Sunday. Still thawing out from yesterday's game.
What a game.
It was.
What a game. What a day. We were layered, so we didn't really feel the cold as much. But what we did feel was a lot of warmth from the Madison community.
Yeah, I think I'm glad you brought that up. I was going to say we get treated well. We got treated well at Westfield too, so I don't want to. We usually get treated pretty well everywhere we go, but Madison we've been there in back-to-back years, and that community is something special. I mean, just a great community there. Great set of fans. I mean, class organization from top to bottom, right? I mean, from the youth all the way up, right?
All the way. I mean, when upon arrival, and you're like, oh, look at the fence. I look at the fence, hanging on the fence, the big sign, which I have upstairs. The Hitchamania.
Yeah.
Hitchamania running wild, brother.
Yeah.
I mean, the Hitchamania sign, and then the young boy comes over and with a little sign.
Coach's grandson, correct?
Yes.
And his dad is also on the coaching staff.
Yeah. So like and this kid's going to be on the coaching staff one day too and be a player.
I'm sure he's going to be a Warhawk, right?
Right. And he comes over with the sign and it says, All Hitches on it. And no, it actually said All Hitches 316.
It did say All Hitches 316.
Like Stone Cold, right? And even said, I think it said on the thing, it said, I'm the class of 39. It said, I need a rating. Please, Prep Red Zone, give me a rating today. You had to love that. What just good family, good people. And like you said, I always, we're pretty, we don't have biases in here.
No.
We do a good job, I think, of kind of being.
I don't know. There's lots of people who would claim that we have a ton of biases.
Well, whatever. People are always going to say something. But I'll say this. If there's one community that I do really enjoy, bantering with and talking with, it's definitely Madison because they interact.
Yeah.
They interact. I mean, and a lot of them interact.
Yeah. Right.
Which is cool.
Yeah. Again, can't appreciate them enough. Just a great time being there.
And Madison admin, help hooking us up.
Like I said, from top to bottom. I mean, just class act and I mean, and you can tell why their athletic programs do as well as they do, right?
We've said it, right?
Yeah.
We've said it over and over again. Even Carl had said something afterwards. He's like, man, if every school was like this, he's like, no one would have any issues. Media wouldn't have any issues.
Right. Yeah.
They're very understanding. They take a common sense approach. And I told you that about Madison early in the year when I was there for field hockey.
Yeah.
When there was kids coming in and, most schools are going to, shake the kid down for their $3 or $4 for a ticket to come into any event. And when I was at for a field hockey game, like on a Tuesday, there were kids coming that weren't there to watch field hockey. I told you that.
Yeah.
And the admin was like, oh, you're going to go play wall ball over there? Yeah, you're not watching the game. You don't need to pay. Come on in and go play wall ball. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Most places, remember, what did Suge Knight do to did they hang
Vanilla Ice?
Vanilla Ice out the window by his feet?
Yeah.
And the money came out?
You're a common sense guy. You're a common sense guy. You appreciate common sense, and they have a ton of it there at Madison.
Yeah, man.
And also before we forget, there were some really classy parents from Oscar Smith who walked across the field, who just friendly as can be. And don't get me wrong. I'm sure there were other families out there or whatever, who may have been a little more boisterous, which happens after a win. But there was we got to talk to a few of the Oscar Smith parents coming out and they enjoyed the good game. They were very much complimentary of
very complimentary. They were talking about they called Weiler Allstott and very very complimentary.
So yeah, I enjoyed being able to interact with the Oscar Smith parents who we got to talk to a few of them.
Right.
They were fantastic.
And you made a good observation, which a lot of people probably don't know. Late in that game, we'll talk about it later, but later in that, after the game was over,
Yeah.
there were some people talking,
Oh,
smack, young people.
yeah.
And you had observed them earlier, and you said they were neither Oscar Smith
Or
kids
Madison.
nor Madison students.
Yeah.
They had shirts from another school, of Virginia, Northern Virginia school.
Yeah, they're from another school, and unfortunately, and my guess is, people probably thought they were from Oscar Smith,
Right,
which they were not.
right.
Which
Which
they
they
were not.
weren't. So good observation by
They were
you.
from another school. I saw them. I knew what school they were from, and I'm not going to out them right now. But
Right.
but they were not from Oscar Smith. They were
Yeah.
there from another school, and so unfortunately, I know we've seen it throughout the year, right? We've seen people who are not necessarily associated with the football team
Right.
do things that I'm sure the football staffs would try to tamper down, but because they're not associated with the football team per se, they feel like they have more leeway on it. So,
By the way, another, you know how like sometimes there's like fights in stadiums or whatever. I know here in this area, if you go to like a Commanders game over the years, there's always like a guy wearing a Cowboys jersey, even when the Commanders aren't playing the Cowboys, and you're like, what is that guy doing? That's what those guys were. Those fans were like the Cowboys fans at the wrong game.
yeah, there's always that guy, right?
And actually, another classy thing we noticed is late in after the game was over. I don't know. Hopefully, they weren't going to plant the flag, but some of the Oscar Smith players came out with the flag,
and it looked like that's what they were going to do. Now, maybe they weren't.
And their coaches came out and said, "Get your butt back there."
Yeah,
They're not doing that. Not today.
yeah. That was a good move. I'm glad that those coaches were on top of that.
Right.
They kind of stopped them in their tracks, turned them around before
Right.
anything else went down, right? Which is what you need to do, right? Again, 16, 17-year-old kids, sometimes they get really excited and do
Right.
things that they see on TV.
They see it on TV. They see
it on TV.
You see Baker Mayfield. You see these guys doing planting the flag, right?
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
But yeah, that I saw a couple of coaches like crowd them immediately, turn them back around, and they went back to their stands and waving the flag, and that's fine. You want to do that on your sideline, that's fine. But after a game like that, that would have really been a downer, because what would have happened, right?
Oh yeah.
What would have happened, and
Yeah, it would have left a nasty mark on what was amazing high school afternoon.
Oh, absolutely.
And so, like you said, a game like that. Well, let's get into the game like that. So, leading things off, the game that we were at, which in a lot of ways was the sort of the rematch of last year's state final. Madison, Oscar Smith, talk about it.
So let's go ahead and we'll go to the highlights first, brought to us by the Federation, NFHS. This is early on in the game. After a Oscar Smith turnover where Madison was unable to come to the points. I mean, here they come. And I talked about this in our pregame, right? The big play, man. You got to stay away from the big play. They hit him over the top. Leads to on what I believe was a third down touchdown to Oscar Smith. I mean, just that catch in general, right? I mean, just an amazing catch. I mean, and we knew the kind of athletes that they had there at Oscar Smith. Madison once again has to give the ball back over to Oscar Smith, and again, big play, right over the middle, almost the exact same play from the previous one, right?
And what a grab, by the way.
Yeah,
almost like one-handed corralled that thing.
So Oscar Smith up 14-0, and we thought the route was on. They were able to turn them away, and then inside the red zone, Madison does what Madison does, right? When they reach themselves down there. Weiler and on the little handoff out right there for 7-0. But credit to Oscar Smith, man. They never took their foot off the pedal.
Right.
They kind of kept that going. Little extracurriculars on this play. I thought some kids might get tossed. 21-7 right now. Oscar Smith.
This is where they're against the ropes, Mesa. They were against the ropes here.
And so now they're up 3 scores. And you just can't spot a team like Oscar Smith a 3-score lead. A lot of people thought the game was over, but Madison just refused to go away. Long drive to open up the quarter, and there goes Weiler again inside the red zone. I mean, just so tough to bring down.
So tough.
And they get themselves within 2 scores. Oscar Smith scores again, but Madison started getting that mojo, that little wildcat formation there with Weiler. I mean, just tough runner in there.
I was calling for that wildcat formation all afternoon. I love that.
Yeah, no, I like that wrinkle. They came out that wrinkle in the second half, and Oscar Smith
Yeah.
had some real issues going there. Uh, you know, oddly enough, this is a big run, but Oscar Smith did not have a lot of success running the ball the whole game.
No, Madison did a great job shutting down the run.
a great job right here. And here comes what the comeback right here. So kind of almost the same kind of post play, right? Right
Wow.
there.
What a
Touchdown.
grab.
We are right there too. We saw it live and in living color.
Right.
Now I believe this is where it ends. So unfortunately, the Federation did not get the amazing ending, and so I guess.
Well, so you got it. So you got the other. So where we left, it was Madison was down 6. They kick it off, right? And they I don't know if they went 3 and out and punted, but it wasn't.
So actually, Oscar Smith hit that quarterback, Andrews.
Yeah, Lonnie Andrews.
He ran for an 80-yard touchdown.
Oh, that's right.
They call it back, and then they get a bunch of other holding calls in a row. That I know Oscar Smith was not too happy about. I know there were some complaints about who calls holding calls multiple times in a row. Madison gets the ball back and throws them downfield and gets down to the 10-yard line.
Yeah,
about the 11-yard line. Without
a minute and change. A minute and change
with one timeout. They take 3 passes into the end zone, trying to get through there. The other thing it doesn't get is that Oscar Smith had turned over the ball earlier. So actually, no, we left off there. Oscar Smith before then had turned over the football. We talk about this, right? They turned the football inside the 20. They gave Madison 2 times, actually 3 times, I think, turnovers inside their own 20. Yeah. And they went for a throwback to Weiler. He gets tattooed. Tattooed. Unfortunately, again, because the Federation, it's really hard to kind of navigate that. I wasn't able to get that. And he Weiler's kind of covered. They both tip it up in the air. Oscar Smith picks off the ball in the end zone, and then that's how they end up getting the ball back for that last drive. But yeah, they go 3 attempts from about the 11-yard line.
4 attempts.
4 attempts from about the 11. They were not able to get in, and Oscar Smith escapes. I think we can agree, right? They escaped there.
They escaped. They 100% escaped. I mean, I'll say this. We'll start with Madison's just the heart of a champion.
Oh,
because we said it. You can't go down 3 scores early against these guys. It'll be all she wrote. Tyson will have you. Let's be honest. They got up from we talked about the Mike Tyson knockout blow.
Yeah.
They were down 3 scores in the first half, Mason. But they got up.
What was the boxing match that happened probably in the last 10 years where the guy was losing on all cards and he had gotten knocked down like in
No, it was the heavyweight one of that was when Tyson Fury got up.
Yes.
When Tyson Fury got up, the famous picture of Tyson Fury kind of getting up like the Undertaker, right?
Yeah.
They did. They got up and they fought back. And they fought back to the point where it was almost like a reverse, like Julio Chavez, Meldrick Taylor fight.
Yeah.
Remember? I mean, this game goes on a little bit longer. Yeah. Maybe Madison wins.
Right.
Kind of like last time. The 4 tries. The second down was the running back.
Oh yeah.
The out and up.
Yeah.
The running back. And that's the one. That was the one.
Yeah.
He caught it out of bounds. I mean, he was clearly out of bounds. It wasn't like he was.
Oh, that was Smoot. That was Smoot.
Oh, sorry, it was Smoot. It was second down. It was a second down play.
Yeah.
Of those last 4 plays from the 12. I thought that was the one, right?
Yeah.
That was the one. If looking back on those 4 plays, that one should have been. It was almost a touchdown. A little bit out of bounds. I did wonder why they didn't run the ball a little bit. Now throwing the ball did get them back in the game.
Right.
So you got to keep that in mind too. I get it. They did have the minute left. They did have the timeout. I was a little surprised. I thought maybe you run the ball a couple times, it gets you like into a 3rd and 4 to go to score. Yeah. Then you have a little more flexibility of what you want to do.
Yeah.
Because they could have, the way they were running the ball, they could have gotten 2 or 3 yards a pop and gotten them, down to like a 3rd down and 4, 3rd and 5.
Well, depending on what the analytics said, maybe the guy from upstairs may have been talking to them, been like, "This is what we got. This is what we got here. This is what we got there."
Hey, they're smarter guys than us. We're doing the show.
1,000%.
They're coaching in their 1,000,000th,
six-time region champs. Yeah.
Right. That's just from an observer standpoint for us. You're like you said, we don't know what the analytics say and what they're seeing.
Right.
We're just talking about a couple schmucks standing on the sideline.
Also, didn't they lose a lineman Did they lose an
They
offensive
did
lineman?
lose a lineman. They did lose a lineman.
They lost a lot of
Yes.
linemen, so that could have come into play.
We talked, and I said this yesterday in the pre-recording we did for the teaser, but it's so true. We talked about the Rocky. If the state final last year was Rocky, this was Rocky 2.
Yeah.
I never would have thought, and I think almost 99% of people we talked to after the game would have agreed with us that this sequel would have been almost just as good, if not better, than the original a year ago.
Yeah. Good old Godfather 2, right?
Right.
Godfather 2 better than Godfather 1.
Nobody would have seen this coming.
No.
It would have been the upset of the decade.
Well, I mean, if you think about this, and this is where, I give that Madison coaching staff so much credit. That was the exact same Oscar team that played last year
Yes.
against a very new. Now, obviously, they're weak. They're 14 games in. So I mean, but this was not Ambrose at middle linebacker, Nicely at running back, quarterback. Anyway, but it wasn't those guys, right? It wasn't that team that had been starters for 3 years and kind of been through things. These were and we had talked before about the quarterback waiting his turn for 3 years to be the starting quarterback and was 11 yards away from pulling off what might have been
a good quarterback. He's playing in a lot of other schools.
Oh, 1,000%.
Right?
1,000%. But he stayed at Madison. Now I know he's a baseball guy, so I'm sure playing Madison baseball is a big thing for him. But he could have went to a lot of places that have a good baseball program and been the starting quarterback as well, right?
Right.
No, I mean, so much credit goes to that Madison coaching staff for taking a team that lost a lot of their star power. I mean, there was no replacing Dom Nicely. There was not replacing that Dom Nicely. Now Weiler's a different kind of back, but Dom Nicely was dynamic. He's a two-way guy, right? So, I mean, to be able to lead that team against a Power 5 quarterback, Power 5 receiver. Yates from Madison, but for Mark Smith, right? Power 5 quarterback, Power 5 receiver, Power 5 DB. They've got a couple kids on the D line who, I mean, they're young.
They have scholarship linemen
all over the place. And I don't know what Madison has as far as scholarships coming out this year. But I don't think I'm being overstepping my bounds. But I don't think they have anybody going to Michigan. I don't think they don't have anybody going to UVA. They don't have anybody
and not scholarship guys to Michigan.
Not scholarship guys. Right?
Nobody in NoVA does.
Right. And they went toe to toe with I mean, I know Moore is really good and Phoebus and all those guys are really good. So I mean, but arguably one of the best teams in the whole state, regardless of division and talent wise, you could probably take the scholarships they have and they beat most districts, not most regions. I mean, even regions, right? The amount of Division I scholarships probably beat most regions that we have around here.
Yes.
So I mean, they are the standard, right? It's good. The good old Ric Flair, right? Ric Flair. I'm the standard. Right now, they are the standard in Northern Virginia, 1,000%.
I mean, there's no doubting that what they did.
Yeah.
There's no other team in Northern Virginia, no other public school in Northern Virginia that could have done what they did yesterday and almost win that game. And looking at it, I mean, I'm not taking away from, we're going to get to North Stafford in a minute. And we'll see what happens next week.
Right.
An upset almost happened here.
Right.
Oscar Smith will be favored, just the way they were favored here. But depending on how that game goes next week, I don't think there's many teams that could have done this at all in the state at 6A.
Yeah, it would have been a pretty big, a monumental task for anybody. And
people were telling us,
and I do think, and I think you'd agree with me. There are some staffs there that are around that would be able to come up with things, but most of those teams though are not a bunch of brand new kids, right? So I mean, at Westfield, right? Vossler would still have like Ryan Carlson. He's a multiple year guy, right? Flamer's been a multiple year guy,
right?
Malachi Lee's been playing for a few years as well.
Couple years.
2 years. But I mean, he has some returning guys, and same thing with Bragg. Bragg's got Ty Jackson's been around for him. Has been around for a while,
right?
But they're playing a lot of new guys at Madison, I can't say enough about that coaching staff and those players at Madison, right? I mean,
they're a machine, man. They are a machine. We had people all week saying, "You're going to the Madison game? Don't go to that game. Go to the other game."
Yeah.
This game, that game is going to be a blowout by halftime.
Yeah.
It wasn't a blowout.
It was close.
And that's what makes it even more beautiful of a game.
Yeah.
The fact that people were kind of right, but Madison, being the champ that they are, got up and made it a dogfight.
Yeah. And so I think I was talking to somebody. It might have been the guy from Dark Visors. It was either Brett or Andrew. I can't remember which one I was talking to. But he was saying, Oscar Smith is used to catching a hitch and then running for 80 yards, not catching him and getting tackled immediately. They might be one of the best tackling teams I've ever seen.
Yes.
Program. If you're looking to work your tackle circuit,
yes,
you need to go to Madison and see how they do it, because they do it as well as anybody.
Right. If you're going to go observe, some coaches do that in the offseason.
Yeah.
Or when the season ends, they go and observe other programs. Go observe Madison.
Yeah.
Go observe them. What are they doing?
Yeah.
Right. That's what you need. That's what you need to observe.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Because what do teams have a hard time doing? Blocking and tackling.
Yeah, and they do not.
And they do not. The blocking and tackling is what got them this far in this game. Yeah. To your point, especially the tackling.
Especially the tackling.
Right.
Especially the tackling.
And that's where most teams in this day and age struggle.
Yeah.
Kids don't grow up playing football anymore. They play flag or whatever. So the adjustment to tackle is tough.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's tough. And that's where the struggle is.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Not over there.
No.
So, wow. So what a game. So happy we were a part of that. And congratulations to Madison. You walked away champs.
Yeah.
But what did I say last week, Ed? No one had ever gone the distance with Creed.
Yeah.
It really was the Rocky ending. It was the Rocky 1 ending. Like, they almost walked away winners, even in the loss.
Yeah.
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 Although was it a draw in the original one? But he kept
No. Oh, no. Creed wins.
He did win the original?
He won the original.
It was a split decision.
It's a split decision.
It was a split decision, yeah.
Split decision.
But he didn't want a rematch.
Yeah.
There ain't going to be no rematch.
That's why I really want to see a North versus South kickoff classic where we get to see these teams week 1.
Yes.
Right.
I don't know. I can't speak for a lot of teams. But I think you and I could both speak for Coach Counts and company. They'd be game.
Oh, 1,000%.
Madison would be game. Madison's always game.
So even this. So I mean, I'm just spitballing here. But can you imagine kickoff classic, neutral field, where you'd get 2 games on a Saturday?
Yeah.
Kickoff classic, right? Neutral site against
who can afford to do it too, because of the way that the setup is for the playoffs and stuff, is some of those Concord and Liberty teams.
Yeah.
Because like we learned this year, all that matters at the end of the day is your conference record.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I get some teams not wanting to do it because of the playoff implications.
Yeah.
Because unlike other sports, I remind Coach Craig all the time, football regular season actually matters. But less and less with some of those new rules, some of the new conference winners in place.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Right. So, that would be a very fun. But again, congratulations to Oscar Smith. Congrats. Well, it should be fun next week to kind of watch that game. We're going to do a live show.
Although, before you go, I think you need to say who our player of the game is.
Our player of the game
for this game. Oh, we didn't even talk about it.
Okay. So we did. So there were 2 or 3 opportunities in this game where a block punt was imminent. The fake field. Madison's attempting a field goal.
Yeah.
Oscar Smith attempted a field goal because Madison held him to a 4th and short on the on the 5-yard line or something, whatever it was. And I think it was 37 or 27. Their kicker / punter for Oscar Smith, tall, skinny guy. He made plays, Mason. He was their MVP in my book.
3 times they had him dead to rights, and he was able to get the ball off.
That one time he kind of olayed. He kind of olayed that one guy on the punt and then punted the ball.
I was talking to Coach Van Acker, and he was like, "How is he getting that ball off?"
Yes.
Because I saw it. We were standing behind him, and I saw that he came clean off the edge. I thought he was going to tackle him.
Yes. He probably should have tackled him.
He kind of went, stepped up, stepped back. The guy went flying by.
Oh.
And he got on 2 times. they had the guys block. Now I'm sure maybe the Madison special teams coach was like, no, he would, if he had done what I told him to do, he would have blocked it.
Right.
But
Right.
that kicker didn't panic though.
Yeah, he did.
Most kickers, and most punters, if they get heat, once they can't kick it, will just run.
Yes,
He didn't.
He did. He did
He
not.
was head up enough to after he got space to kick the ball and got
And
it
then
out.
he ran on that fake field goal. Or
Was he also the field goal kicker?
he was.
Oh,
Unless
okay.
they have another tall, skinny guy that wears 27 or 37. Because I watched him taking his steps before he kicked, and I was talking to Brent about that, and he screwed up his steps. He kind of he took his 3 steps,
Yeah.
and he stepped the wrong direction. He went right instead of left, and then they looked at the sideline because Brent was laughing. Brent was like, "That was the most obvious fake I've ever seen." He took the wrong steps, and he was so nervous. He looked over to his sideline, and then lo and behold, he gets a snap and scores.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. That guy was calm and cool. Hopefully, when they did their game balls on the Oscar Smith side, that guy got one of them.
1,000%.
Right. Hopefully, that guy got one of them. On the Madison side, could have gone a number of ways. Weiler, Rowan, right?
I didn't see about those picks, about that pick, but that defense.
Casey played well. Gore played well. The defense as a whole, probably defense as a
I mean,
whole.
how many turnovers did they? I mean,
Yeah.
that Oscar Smith team is really good,
Right.
and they kept them in the game multiple times.
Yeah. And then outside of the kicker / punter for Oscar Smith, I don't think it's a doubt in anyone's mind. It was the quarterback. It was Lonnie Andrews.
Yeah.
I mean, he was amazing to watch.
Yeah. No, yeah.
He's really good. UVA commit.
Right now, as a junior, but I'm sure.
We'll see if Tech tries to have a word about that.
I mean, not just Tech, right? I mean, he can start having games like this.
Right, but I mean, obviously he's partial to Virginia. I'm sure he had more than one offer. But now there's a new sheriff in town, and his name is not Reggie Hammonds. It's Franklin.
Yeah.
So let's see if that guy has something to say about it. But yeah, awesome game. I'm so happy we went to that game, and it did not disappoint.
Yeah.
All right, but the game that other people wanted us to go to, and people were saying, this is going to be the game. This is going to be the game to go to. We had people there kind of texting us, writing us throughout. West Springfield at North Stafford. Talk about it.
So we have the highlights right here. Now, unfortunately, the Federation did not have the scores up, but this is a 18-yard touchdown run. I mean, look at him through. So I believe this makes the score 7-0.
Right.
And we don't know. I'm not sure exactly what quarter. I was trying to figure out what quarter it was in here. North Stafford.
This is Antoine Barnes on this one, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty good, isn't he?
Look at that. Just throw it up to Barnes.
Now, unfortunately, the good old Federation camera sometimes.
Look at him.
Just look at him run away. I mean, so talented, right?
He was our player of the week a couple times late in the season.
13-0. Go touchdown run right here. I believe this is our guy Lewis, right? Lewis on the touchdown run. Now ends up going the fourth quarter, and they are tied.
It was 13-7 for a while, Mason.
13-7 for a while. And I believe we have coming up the game, the score that kind of seals it right here. This is a big run, then they get a touchdown after this. Similar formation. Actually, we saw Oscar Smith run a very similar formation.
Yeah.
Now, good hustle by the young man at DB to kind of chase him down, to not kind of give up. A lot of kids would have given up at that point, right? Maybe start to take a swipe at the leg, but I think this is the score that kind of seals it right here on the touchdown run for North Stafford. Little flip right there, little option. I wasn't to the quarterback.
19-7, I think, right? That was the final.
19-7 is the final. We have some more highlights though coming up. West Springfield still trying to get in it, and they get a nice little pass right here. I believe this is Sky Lewis. I'm not sure to who. It was kind of tough to see on this one. Little hitch and go. But the speed at North Stafford, right? Able to run him down.
Yeah.
And against most teams, that's a touchdown. Against most teams, that is a touchdown.
Now, West Springfield. We're looking at, you and I were looking at the box score. They threw it a lot this game. 24 attempts.
They threw quite a bit more than what they threw last time.
I'm surprised in a close game that they deviated that much. Now,
I'm sure they went for wrinkle, right? I mean, they're like, okay, we show a lot of run. We've got to be able to throw the football because they're gonna play us on the run. I believe this, and I believe this. It does not end in a touchdown right here, but it does not end with a touchdown. Um, but hats off to West Springfield. Best football season in 45 years, something like that. 45
Unbelievable.
years.
Yeah, I mean, we know 40 years that since they had won the region. So,
Yeah.
I mean, they had it behind Scotty Lewis, Dylan Wickham, Heredia, Javon Austin, Anthony Bello, Brendan Teffler, Shorter, Davies. I know I'm forgetting guys, Coach Parker and Sons. Congratulations, hat tip.
Yeah.
You guys were amazing
Yeah.
this year. But
Yeah.
North
I mean,
Stafford though. Now we talk about that being Nova Plus,
yeah.
right? An extension of Northern Virginia, obviously in Stafford, kind of its own little area out there, but definitely an extension because they do represent they represent the North Side.
Yes.
So give credit to where it's due with Chase Sullivan and obviously Antoine Burns,
Antoine Barnes. Yeah.
Will Frazier. Sullivan actually was dinged up. King Antoine Hubbard. Coach Marquez Hall. So congratulations to them. They're representing. Now it's up to you guys. You're representing now.
Yeah, they I guess they're the northern side of the bracket, right?
Right. They represent. So let's go represent the North well and do your thing against Oscar Smith.
Yeah, yeah. And they've had a really good season. This year.
They got film, Mesa. They got film.
They got film.
They got a team that made Oscar Smith look human.
Yeah. Right.
So it's there. Now you got to follow up that act though. That's tough. That's a tough act to follow, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And I don't know if you want to get into talking about the game next week.
I mean, just naturally go. What were you going to say?
No, I was going to say though, but for Oscar Smith, that may have been a wake up call, right? Now the coaches be like, look, if you don't play well, you can get beat because they haven't been in that situation for the last 2.5 months, right?
Right.
So if you don't play well, you can get beat.
Yeah, crunch time scenario. They hadn't been in this because they lost 17-0 when they played Gonzaga.
Yeah.
Right? They lost 17-0. So the last time they were in a nail biter was just the previous state final.
Right. Right.
And
well, it was a close game, I believe, at like all of the third quarter.
I mean, like fourth quarter,
yeah,
game like we saw this past week, like we saw yesterday.
Yeah.
Game on the line,
right?
Where kids start getting stressed out. Kids make errors in those situations, right? Yeah, we kept talking about that. We said, man, how are they going to handle these last 4 plays of the game? How are they going to handle this? They got to be a nervous wreck right now.
Yeah. No.
So, and North Stafford, Coach Hall's a good coach, and they're going to be in a situation where they're going to. Yeah, I'd love to break this game down. I guess we'll wait till we'll do a 15-minute show. I guess, and later in the week, because I just have a couple basic thoughts on it. But yeah, at West Springfield again. Let's getting back to them. It's so fun to watch them, and we know they got a lot of up and coming guys in the lower levels.
Yeah, yes they do. Yeah, they've got a really good freshman.
Yeah, Dylan Wickham is one.
And
they
got Dylan Wickham coming back.
Yes, Lewis has a younger brother.
Yeah, I believe Austin is also coming back next year.
Is Austin coming back?
I believe so.
Yeah, I mean they lose Bello and some guys, but and Davies, but they got a bunch of studs, man. They got a bunch of studs, and we know that Coach Parker's can scheme with the best of them.
Yeah, no. Again, when you go like we said before, they maybe the most underrated head coach in Northern Virginia right now.
Right. So yeah, man, awesome stuff. And it was fun watching them all season, buddy. So here we go. So that leaves us with, and it's going to be, we'll do a short preview show, one episode, one game to talk about later in the week. But it's going to be Oscar Smith and North Stafford.
Yeah. For all the marbles, right?
For all the marbles, buddy. Now, locally, some other games locally that obviously we were at Madison, so we didn't watch these games. We were kind of keeping an eye on them throughout. Stonebridge loses to Maury, who you think maybe is the best team in the state.
Yeah, I mean they're up there, right? I mean they're and them and I think I talked about before them and I can't think of their team. Might be Stonebridge. No,
Phoebus. You like Phoebus a lot.
But they've been dominating that division for a long time.
I think
they've been in the state final.
Oh, that division, right.
They've been in the state final, I think, like 5 or 6 consecutive years.
Yeah. Well, you like Briarwoods. Briarwoods is good.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then so that was one elimination at 5 with the Northern Virginia team with Stonebridge losing. They had a great season. Then you had Loudoun County Nova represent. Loudoun County beats Lafayette.
Yeah.
The Flying Frenchmen at Lafayette. They beat them, and they will play Varina.
Yeah.
State title.
Another really talented team. Really quick, back to 6A. I think we talked about it. Since 1986, there's been 3 times when either a Fairfax Arlington team or a Prince William team has not been in the state final.
Right.
Yeah. And what did I tell you? Was it 2006 was the last time that I guess the traditional Nova. Although I saw somebody they made a circle on a map and they said this is Nova and
they left out like half of Arlington and Alexandria.
Yeah.
It was the worst circle I've ever seen. I think it was DMV Barstool.
That was it. Yeah.
They should lose their team. So we now know the DMV Barstool guy lives in Michigan with Dave Portnoy or something, because that guy had no idea what he was circling.
Yeah. Yeah, so this will be the first time in a long time that there hasn't been I should look it over.
Yeah, and that'll be a good one for the preview show too, to kind of give us a little fodder.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, because God knows we're not going to have fodder for that one. So Loudoun County beats Lafayette. They play Varina. And then there was one Nova team left, my friend. It was Kettle Run against who you said was one of the best teams in the air in Liberty Christian. Or not you, but you were looking at one of the rankings, and one of the rankings had them ranked really high. So people thought that was kind of wasn't even going to be a contest. And they were down big early. Kettle Run comes back and wins. Kettle Run beats Liberty Christian. They now play Lake Taylor for the state title.
Yeah, Lake James Taylor.
Lake James Taylor. So Kettle Run, kind of I do love some kettle corn popcorn too, by the way. It's delicious. Kettle Run, kind of an extension of one of these Nova Plus areas, right?
Yeah.
Nova Extended.
And they're still Prince William, if I'm not mistaken.
I thought Kettle Run was one out of Prince William.
No, I think they're Prince. I think they're Prince William.
Google the school and see what the address takes.
And really quick, 2012, LC Bird versus Ocean Lakes. Last time a non Fairfax team has been there, or not Fairfax or Prince William, because Freedom. So LC Bird and Ocean Lakes.
Yeah, so non-Northern Virginia team.
Yeah.
Non-Nova, not even Nova Extended.
Yeah.
Like that's Nova. That's south. That's south. But I guess the way the brackets are now, they almost don't allow it to be that way.
Yeah. It's in Nokesville. Nokesville's Prince William, isn't it?
Oh, it is Nokesville. No, it's not Prince William, but it's Nokesville's Loudoun.
Oh, is it?
Kettle Run's in Loudoun? I didn't know that.
Let's see. Oh no, it's part of Fauquier.
So Nokesville's big then.
Yeah.
I thought part of Nokesville's Loudoun.
Because Patriots in
yeah.
Oh, that's right.
But it's Fauquier technically.
Yeah.
Kettle Run. There you go. See, so
Although,
Kettle Run.
No, I remember Fauquier County, and because we're going to go off I'm going off script here a little bit. It's because you always said when you were a kid, you'd always look for Fairfax if they're going to be out, and if they're going to be off for snow days, and Fauquier County would always come up.
Fauquier always gets snow days. I mean, my brothers were waiting by the radio.
Yeah.
The radio. We listened to the radio back then, and the radio, they go in order of school cancellations.
You wait for F's, right?
You're right, and they're like, they say a couple Christian academies, and then they get to the F's, and they're like, Fauquier. We're like, no, damn it.
It's a stupid ad.
Yeah, come on. Fauquier was always getting out.
Yeah.
So Kettle Run, congratulations. And you know what? Kettle Run, give them some love, man, after everything they went through in the offseason.
Yeah, they had a pretty big controversy.
I mean,
April?
It was last spring.
Yeah.
I mean, people left.
Yeah.
People moved.
People did leave. Yeah.
People ran and moved away.
Yeah.
I mean, so for them to regroup like that, congratulations to them. That's amazing. That's amazing. So good for them. All right, buddy. And that's it. That's all that's left in football in Northern Virginia, my friend.
That's all that's left.
We're now left with Kettle Run, Nova Extended,
Loudoun
County, which is Nova, and then you have you can hear my, and then you have North Stafford, which is Nova Extended. So
Nova Plus.
So that's it. This is where we are. What a long, strange trip it's been, my friend.
It has been. Although I jokingly said I think people would be more interested if we just replayed the Oscar Smith Madison game and talked about it as opposed to the state championship game.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be fun. We'll do our live show. We'll see if people want to get on. Loses a little steam locally, a little bit, obviously.
A lot of steam.
You know, but there's football purists out there, right?
There are.
That love watching state titles and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And you have a vested interest if you lost to a team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, West Springfield community will be watching that game closely because they're like, well, we played a 3-score game, two-score game with those guys.
Yeah.
How are they going to fare in this game?
Right.
Obviously, Woodbridge and that community will be looking at that game going, how are we fared in that game?
Right.
Against Oscar Smith. So I think it has that. And then if your teams like Madison, if your teams like Westfield, like Braddock, other teams that are vying for a state title appearance in a year,
yeah,
you want to see what am I going up against? What do I have to look forward to next year?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it matters in that way.
Yeah.
100%. So yeah, so it'll be fun. We'll try and get a lot of guests on like we did last year. We're already starting to line them up, and we'll try and get a good group of people to watch the live show. We got one episode left where we break this game down. And then I talked to Coach Overton, talked to Dio last week, and we're about a week or so away from announcing the All-Star team.
Oh, okay.
The Northern Virginia All-Star team, or the Virginia All-Star. I shouldn't even say Northern Virginia. The Virginia All-Stars, who will be strapping them up against the Maryland All-Stars.
And just looking here, I think this might be I'm trying to find a Stafford team that's been in a state championship, and I cannot find one right now.
Yeah, we're talking to VA last night, and VA being the historian of Virginia football that he is, he didn't seem to think there was there was one.
Yeah, I'm looking, and I right now I do not see a. I'm going.
This is big. I mean, for that community, this is a big deal for Stafford.
Although I think this kind of goes to what we've been talking before. Stafford County is slowly becoming a football power.
Yes.
Slowly becoming a football power. Now, everyone thought, that Colonial Forge might be the second best team in all of 6A. Now they get upset by Woodbridge. But yeah, they are slowly starting to become, a powerhouse down there.
Right.
And if I'm a team in Fairfax, I might want to go down to Stafford and play one of those teams to see exactly what's down there.
Once again, 100%. 100%. Especially if, like we talked about earlier, you're a team that either you, I'm going to speak honestly here, either you feel like, let's say you're a Patriot team, a high-ranking Patriot team.
Yeah.
In that region. And that if push comes to shove, you're going to probably be a top 4 seed, top 3 seed. Why not?
Right.
Why not? You know right now if you're going to be a top 4 seed, right now you know that for next year.
Yeah.
I mean, barring, what kind of presence some of the national teams will have next year, but you have an idea if you're going to be a top 3 or 4 seed probably in those region playoffs. So why not? And then if we already said that, if you're a Liberty or Concord team, you definitely you could definitely risk it.
Head down to the beach, right?
Yeah, get out of the neighborhood, take a little vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah, a vacation from your problems. As Dr. Leo Marvin would say.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Well, that's a wrap. Good time, fun time, buddy. We'll get back to it midweek. Have a quick show, preview this game, and then that's it. That's all she wrote.
That's it. And then we're talking about possibly having a full season recap show, right? Where we kind of just talk about stuff in general.
Kind of the highs and the lows, the ups and the downs, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they want you to tell our wives, hey, we're still filming shows, even though games are all over. We still have to film shows.
We're just gonna go to the pizza place and film something. I think he's eating a lot of pizza.
Yeah.
So shout out to Litos. He's still building the Hall of Fame over there. So you got stuff to donate.
Yeah.
Make sure you get it over there.
Head on down.
All right, buddy. Well, from Dash and Dan, all Hitches, we'll see you next time.